Good morning friends and welcome to the pre-market review. It's going to be an important session today, being an expiry day. Talking about the global markets, friends, US markets were marginally lower and the GDP data that came out at about 1.7% was slightly better than expectations, as well as compared to the previous quarter where the growth was about 1.4 to 1.5%. So a section of the market believes that because of the better data coming out from US vis-a-vis rest of the world, the possibility of a major easing is remote, though the hype has been created by the media that something might be announced in tomorrow's meet. But overall data coming out from US have been pretty good. Talking about the European markets, they were marginally lower, and we've seen European markets actually rallying for the past few days, and ahead of both the Fed meet at Jackson Hole as well as 6th September meet, these markets are a little cautious, and overall the yields also have cooled off quite a bit. If you look at the Spanish 10-year bond yields, they are somewhere around 6.52 and much lower than 7%. So no major negative news have actually emerged even from the Eurozone. Talking about the Asia today, most of the markets are down, and particularly Japan is down about 1% because of the weak data that came out from Japan, and this data were with respect to the retail sales, and the steel stocks have taken a major knock today. So if you look at most of the steel stocks in the Asian markets, they are down anywhere from 2% to about 5%. So given the fact that the outlook for the steel sector as a whole is muted, and even the iron ore prices have actually softened to about $95, you could expect a lot of weakness even in steel stocks here in India. So Tata Steel, SAIL, JSW Steel, these are some of the stocks that could remain weak in today's market. Also in terms of flows, friends, FIs were net buyers in the cash market to the tune of about 143 crore, and the domestic institutions were sellers to the tune of 240 crore. As I said, it's an important day, expiry day today. So let's talk to Shaival about the outlook, the rollovers, and the possible ideas that we could look at. Hi Shaival, good morning.
Good morning.
Today being an expiry day, first of all, if you could just quickly throw some light on the flows position.
See, from past couple of trading sessions, we have been observing that the FIs have been net buyers in the cash segment with a huge amount, and approximately for this month they have been net buyer for more than $1 billion. But in FNO segment, the case is not the same. In FNO segment, we have been seeing that they have been net seller from past couple of trading sessions, and yesterday they were net seller of around 1365 crore, which is a huge amount in past couple of trading sessions. So that has been indicating that the data has been suggesting that the FIs have not been expecting much from the market. And yes, they have been long on the equity side, so they've been expecting some positives in the market, as there is an FNO expiry today, and there's also an important meet in the US tomorrow, so some positive are expected. So that has been suggested from the data.
And also if you could talk about the rollover status as of now.
See, rollovers in Nifty and Bank Nifty are pretty much in line with the market expectation. In Nifty it is standing at 50%, whereas in Bank Nifty it's approximately 48-50%. So that is almost in line with the expectation. But yes, yesterday what we have seen is that the rollover cost has decreased marginally, which has been indicating that there's some bearishness among the market participation, and there's some short rollovers been taking place in the market in yesterday's trade.
Okay, and in next month, any particular strikes where you are witnessing some kind of a build-up?
Yeah. See, what we have seen is that 5,200 call option and put option, 5,300, 5,400 and 5,500 call and put option has seen a pretty good activity in open interest. But now we'll have to focus on the highest number of shares in the open interest. So the strike of 5,200 put option stands with 44 lakh shares, which is the highest number of shares in current metrics. Whereas on the call side, 5,400 and 5,500 call option stands with the highest number of shares in the open interest. Weekly VWAP is 5450, and on lower side we have been aiming 5250. So what we feel is that as accumulation has been seen in 5200 put option for the next series, that would act as an important support for the market on closing basis, whereas on higher side market would continue to face hurdle or say maybe around 5350 5400 levels.
Also, Sheval, since the view is that the closing could be somewhere in the range of 5240 to 5270, would it make sense for somebody who wants to play today's expiry to go ahead and buy a 5300 puts?
Yeah, it's viable to buy at the money put of strike 5,300 and to trade with a probable stop losses.
Right. And also, if you could talk about some of the ideas that one could look at in today's market.
See, ITC is ITC is looking good, so one can buy ITC with support of 265 rupees 20 paisa. Yesterday also we recommended ITC and it has performed pretty well, so we are still positive on ITC. Whereas one can go short on HCL Technology with resistance of 557 rupees 50 paisa, and one can also go short on Reliance with resistance of 799 rupees. We have been seeing that after surpassing 800 levels, Reliance has sharply corrected below 800 levels. So still we are bearish on the Reliance from intraday perspective.
Also from an option point of view, one could consider buying at the money call or put options depending upon the bias for these stocks.
Yes, surely.
Right, Sheval, thanks a lot for that update.
Thank you.
Friends, overall our market has been showing a lot of weakness for the past 3 days or so, and even 5300 level, which was an important level in terms of support, has been breached, and the pressure has been seen across the metal and the banking space, where we have seen anywhere from about 5 to 10% kind of a cut across the stocks. Also, it seems that a lot of churning is going on at the institutional level also, and some of the low quality stocks are being sold at throwaway prices also, and we are seeing a fair amount of stability in the high quality blue chip names. Talking about the news today, first of all, there is going to be a block deal today in Tech Mahindra, where British Telecom is likely to sell about 5% of the equity, and the amount that they are looking at is about 100 odd million. And the range that is being talked about is about 775 to 790, which would be about 5 to 7% kind of a discount to the previous closing price of Tech Mahindra, which was 835. So what clients can do is that somewhere in the range of about 775 to 790, one could try to put in a buy order and try to exit immediately in about 5 to 10 minutes time, because typically we have seen in the past that any block deal there is a certain amount of pop that you are getting, so one could use that for trading. In case of Mahindra, the government has extended the scheme to incentivize the electric vehicles. We don't know how much component of the total Mahindra's revenue is coming from this, but this is definitely sentimentally positive. So one could go long on Mahindra with a stop loss of 759 and a target of about 792 to about 804. Orchid Chemical is looking at selling various assets, including the API business, for nearly about 1100 odd crore, and because of that there could be some tradable upside in Orchid, so one could buy with a stop loss of 109 and a target of about 116 to about 119. ONGC is in talks to buy the Shell gas in US, and overall the counter has remained pretty strong, so we think that one could go long with a stop loss of 270 and a target of about 283 to 287. Lanco Infra is also in talks with KKR to sell its power business to raise close to about 3900 crore. So one could go long on Lanco Infra with a stop loss of 10.45 and a target of about 11 to 11.20. That's it from all of us on the news front. Friends, have a nice trading session. See you tomorrow at the same time.